Recently joined the .NET Foundation as a community manager. I'm excited to get started by bringing you the interviews for the board candidates. Hi there, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello. So my name is Pedro, but most of people call me as Jesus. I am a mobile developer that I use .NET to build my mobile applications, most focused on Xamarin/Maui. And I have been an open source contributor since 2018, I think, something like that. And yeah, I'm in the community since then.
Great. All the candidates are going to be asked the same 5 questions. These questions came from a survey sent out via Slack by the nomination committee. Please reach out to the candidates by using the .NET Foundation Twitter handle. Let's jump in. What excites you about the future of the .NET ecosystem?
Well, in the most technical way will be the .NET 6 and .NET 7 promises, like the unification on all .NETs and how we can build amazing applications and softwares using one single code base and with a huge performance. So yeah, I'm very excited about that because with that we can touch like everything with the .NET in web, mobile, desktop, machine learning, AOT, and probably the next technology we can use .NET as well.
What role do you think the .NET Foundation can play to inspire more confidence in .NET?
Sorry, I missed it.
I'm sorry. What role do you think the .NET Foundation can play to inspire more confidence in .NET?
I think the foundation could bring more diversity to the community. On my GitHub resume, I posted there a link to the survey that the .NET Foundation made, if I'm not wrong, to the last year about the gender and the places that where those developers lives. And if you see, like more than 90% of the developers are men, and they live on Europe. So I know that the .NET Foundation is doing a good job trying to bring those more diverse people to our community, but we are steps behind to be where we want to be in that area, you know. So I think that the foundation could listen more the developers that we have inside the foundation, the .NET developers outside the foundation, and most important, the developers that aren't .NET developers, and try, to talk to them and see what we can do to make them see the .NET like, oh, this is a good place a good community to be and a good technology to use,
How can the .NET Foundation help open source projects be more successful and gain credibility?
Well, the foundation for the open source area, on my perspective, is doing a really great job on there. They're supporting the maintainers. They help you with the marketing and promote those libraries and give how I can say that sorry, I'm not a native English speaker, so sometimes some words just vanish from my head. So using the CI and CD infrastructure of the foundation and make those open source projects inside there can be used that for free, for example. So that is a really good initiative to help the open source projects. And also what we can do a little bit more is it's keeping going and try to bring companies as sponsors for open source maintainers. So that will be really great. I know that the .NET Foundation is doing that, and I believe is a little bit at the start point, but if we definitively should keep going on that area.
Great. What can the .NET Foundation do around education and adoption of .NET?
About the foundation, I can see a lot of meetups and conferences that we have been doing to try to promote .NET. And about the education, I can see most of that effort coming from the Microsoft, like Microsoft Learn and a couple of videos of the Microsoft. And that will be great if you can extend that to the community as a whole, so that will be even more like also, in my point of view, that will bring more diversity to the tutorials and articles and stuff like that and bring more visibility to that. So I think that I answered your question and I move to another, extend that a little bit on my proposal.
What are some things you would do right away if you join the .NET Foundation board?
Well, my main goal to the .NET Foundation board will be to push diversity inside the foundation, bring that to a new whole. So I will start doing like two actions in parallel. The first, and one will be like listening the developers inside and outside the .NET Foundation, but they are the .NET, and asking them, hey, when you start learning .NET, how that works for you? Like, you could find a good community, the people were cool with you. Did you feel bad or good trying to ask questions, or how do you learn and stuff like that? That way we can bring more insights on how we need to improve and what we need to keep doing. And in parallel that, we'll be asking the .NET Foundation members if they want to be like a mentor for those peoples that are noobs, they are just joined the .NET world. So, and that, in my point of view, should be like the most diverse ways. So, for example, I am a Afro person in Brazil, so I can touch more people that have a background like me. So if I can bring women that are not at foundation that want to mentor another women, that will be great as well. Because I think if you have a sample, like, oh, I see a woman, that woman is a great developer, so I can learn from him, and that will be inspired for those new people, and probably will make them feel more comfortable on our community, and also learning the .NET, I believe.
Great. So how can people find you on socials, or do you have a blog?
So you can find me on Twitter. Is PJ_SOZ. You can also find me on the GitHub. That is github.com/Pictus. And I have a YouTube channel that I upload times to time some tutorials there. That is youtube.com/Pedro Jesus. And I think they are the place that you can find me easily.
Okay. Thank you for joining me today. It was very nice to meet you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.